Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about stages in the formation of a company. Now formation of a company basically refers to all those activities which are undertaken in order to bring a company into existence. A new company is formed either for manufacturing a product or for rendering new services. There are basically four stages in the formation of a company: promotion, incorporation, capital subscription and commencement of business. Now let's look into each one of these stages in detail. Promotion is the first stage in the formation of a company. Basically, promotion refers to all those activities which are undertaken in order to establish a business unit, either for manufacturing a product or for rendering services. Now, promotion again involves four stages. The first step is discovery of an idea. Now, the process of business promotion begins with the conception of an idea to start up a business, or with the exploitation of a business opportunity. Once we get an idea to start up a new business, the second step which we have to do is to carry out a detailed investigation of the proposition, of the business which we want to start up. When we are investigating, we need to pay emphasis on two important aspects. One is technical feasibility and the second one is economic viability of the project. Technical feasibility of the project means whether it is possible to manufacture the product which we want to introduce into the market, or to ascertain if it is possible to introduce the service which we want to introduce in the market. Economic viability means to ascertain the profitability of the project, as to how profitable the venture is. So once we identify these two aspects, and if we find that we get positive reviews, then we move on to the next stage, which is assembling. So assembling basically refers to making arrangements for all the necessary requirements, such as land, building, machinery and a host of other things which are required in order to establish the company. And the next stage is financing the proposition. Financing the proposition here refers to making financial plans regarding the amount of capital required. So basically, under financing the proposition, we ascertain the capital structure of a company. Now, capital structure of a company here refers to the various sources from where we'll get funds for the company, and the various sources could be from banks, by the issue of equity shares, preference shares, debentures, and how much of these we will issue, that we will ascertain under the financing of the proposition. So to carry out all these activities in the promotion stage, we appoint people who are called as promoters. So promoters are the people who conceive the idea of setting up a new business, then assess its feasibility, and take all the necessary steps in order to establish the company. So when you're writing functions of a promoter, the steps which are there in promotion, that is discovery of an idea, detailed investigation, the same can be written for a promoter. Like, you can write it as a promoter helps in the discovery of a business idea or conceives the idea to start a business. A promoter carries out detailed investigation to ascertain the technical feasibility and economic viability of the project. Then we can also tell a promoter helps in assembling the resources required to establish the business unit. We can write as a promoter helps in making the financial plans for the company. So these four steps can be written as functions of a promoter. Apart from that, promoter does a host of other functions also. Like, the promoters select bankers and legal advisors. See, in the case of public limited company, we issue shares to the general public. And when we are issuing shares to the general public, we need to collect money for the shares. We need to, make payments to third parties and all that. For all these purposes, we finalize certain bankers. So that is again the duty of a promoter. Apart from that, legal advisors here refers to lawyers. Since a company has lots of legal formalities to be fulfilled, in order to come into existence, the lawyers assist in carrying out all these formalities. So these people are appointed by the promoters. Then submitting documents with the registrar. When we have to bring a company into existence, the various documents which we have to submit it to the registrar, like details about memorandum of association, articles of association, details about the directors, and a host of other documents. So it is the duty of the promoter to submit all these documents with the registrar. Then apart from that, a company will enter into contracts with the vendors for the supply of raw materials and third parties for various reasons. So promoter is a person who is responsible with administering of these contracts. And promoters also prepare the draft memorandum of association and articles of association. Now, memorandum of association is a primary document for the company, and articles of association is called as a secondary document, because here articles of association contains rules for the internal regulations of the company. So these are basically the steps which we have to follow in the first stage, which is promotion. The second stage in the formation of a company is incorporation. This stage is also called as the registration stage of the company. So in this stage, we basically have three main steps to be done. First is approval of name for the company. See, it is the promoters who finalize a particular name for the company, and before they decide to finalize a name for the company, okay, they'll have a list of proposed names, some 4-5 names or something. So what they have to do is, with this list of proposed names, they have to submit an application to the registrar, and that application is called as name availability form. So in that name availability form, the promoters will write all these 4-5 names which they have finalized for their company and submit it to the registrar. The registrar will scrutinize the names and find out if it is similar to an existing company or not. And if the names are available for registration, okay, then they will notify this again to the promoters. Then finally, from the available names, the promoters will select the name for the company. So this comes under approval of name stage. The next activity which the promoters must do is filing of documents with the registrar. So once you finalize the name for the company, you need to submit these documents with the registrar. So the list of documents which have to be submitted is, the first one is memorandum of association you have to submit. Then you have to submit articles of association. Then the list of the directors along with their names has to be submitted to the registrar. Then the consent of the directors to act as the directors of the company has to be submitted. Now, in the consent, the director should also give an undertaking that they are ready to buy the qualification shares of the company. So this undertaking should be given to the registrar. Now, qualification shares are the minimum number of shares which a director must purchase in order to become a director of a company. That's why they are called as qualification shares. Now, why we have this concept of qualification shares is, see, when we studied the features of a joint stock company, we studied one of the features, where there is separation of ownership from management. The actual owners are the shareholders, whereas who are the people who will manage the company? It is the directors. So if they do not have any personal stake in the company, they may not take good decisions. Okay, so to make sure that the directors act in a just manner, they are required to pay buy qualification shares. Then apart from that, the address of the registered office of the company should be communicated to the registrar. Any correspondence the registrar has to do with the company, it will be at the registered office of the company. And finally, a statutory declaration has to be made. See, the word statutory is derived from the Latin word statute, which means law. Okay, and this statutory declaration has to be made, wherein the directors of the company will give an undertaking that all the legal requirements of the Companies Act of 1956 has been complied with. Complied with means has been fulfilled. Finally, along with these documents, a form should be submitted to the registrar along with the necessary registration and filing fees. Then the registrar will scrutinize all these documents, and if the registrar finds that the company has fulfilled all the legal requirements, then they will bring the company into existence. The third stage in the formation of company is raising of capital or subscription of capital. Okay, now in the case of a private company, it can commence business after the first two stages, whereas in the case of a public company, it has to complete the third and the fourth stage, after which it will be entitled to commence the business of the company. So the stage 3 is subscription of capital. Now in this stage, the public company offers shares to the general public so that they can apply for the shares in the company. So before you apply for shares in the company, the first thing the promoters must do is preparation of prospectus. Now, a prospectus is a document which gives brief information about the company. Since it's a new company, you need to inform the shareholders about what the company stands for, and then who are the directors of the company, and what activities the company is going to get engaged into. So the draft prospectus has to be prepared and submitted to the registrar. Then the registrar will scrutinize the prospectus, and if all the all the information which is there in the prospectus is valid, then the registrar will give permission for the issue of prospectus to the shareholders. The shareholders will see the prospectus, and then they will apply for shares in the company. Further, before we issue shares to the general public, the company needs to get permission from the registrar regarding the amount of authorized capital. Authorized capital means refers to the amount of capital which the company can raise from the general public. Now, supposing the authorized capital for the company is 1 crore. Then, out of this 1 crore, supposing the company requires only 70 lakhs for initial operations, then that portion of the authorized capital which is issued to the general public is called as issued capital. Now, out of this issued capital also, the registrar will post a condition of minimum subscription. Supposing the minimum subscription is 25 lakhs, which means that out of 70 lakh shares which is issued to the public, only if the public buy at least 25 lakh shares, the company can be brought into existence. Otherwise, we cannot bring the company into existence. So these are the conditions which comes under when we are issuing the prospectus. These conditions should be listed. Then after this, the company, after they issue shares to the general public, then they will see whether the shares have been oversubscribed and undersubscribed. Oversubscription means supposing the company has issued 50 lakh shares. Okay, now if 70 lakh shares have been applied for by the public, then it is called as oversubscription. And on the other hand, if less than 50 lakhs have been applied for the public, like supposing 30 lakhs have been applied by the public, then it is called as undersubscription. So a company can proceed with the allotment of shares only if the minimum subscription has been received. So when the company, after the company allots the shares to the shareholders, then we begin with the procedure for listing of shares in the stock exchanges. So these are the steps which are involved in the third stage, which is capital subscription. Then finally, for stage 4, which is commencement of business. Now, commencement of business stage is a stage wherein after all the first steps in the first 3 stages have been compiled with, the promoters will file all the necessary documents with the registrar along with the prospectus. The details regarding the allotment of shares will also be given to the registrar. A statutory declaration will also be made by the directors of the company that all the formalities have been fulfilled. So after all these formalities, finally the registrar will scrutinize the documents, and if he feels that all the formalities have been compiled with, will issue a certificate for commencement of business. So these are basically the stages which are involved in the formation of a company.